Casey Gray here from The Conscious Builder, and I'm back to answer another question. And the question that I have in front of me right now is by F. Garrett. And the question is, are solar panels really a green option? Doesn't a lot of energy go into making them? And I don't really know how much energy it goes into making a solar panel. I'm sure we could look into this, and there's all sorts of studies that I'm sure have been out there. But at the end of the day, if you're putting it on for a month or a year, it's probably not going to be beneficial, right? And there's obviously all these talks around batteries, and if you're off grid, and you know, how are batteries good for the environment and so forth. But I think it's going to come down to, what are you replacing where you live? Right here in Ottawa, we actually have a lot of electricity that's produced by water. So that's not necessarily a bad way to produce energy. But if you live somewhere where their main fuel source is coal, putting solar panels on can be quite beneficial. And there would be a life expectancy, right? So how long will those solar panels be on your roof? Sure, like anything, it takes energy, it takes natural resources to build anything these days. You have to look into everything. But then you have to also look at the longevity. How long are you going to use that product for? So I don't necessarily have a yes or no answer, but I do have more questions that you should contemplate. Is, you know, what is the energy source where you live? So what are you replacing with that? How long do you plan on keeping those solar panels? And what's going to happen with them after the fact? I don't know what's going to happen in 20 years. Maybe there's going to be something that we can do with solar panels. Maybe there is right now that I'm not aware of. So if somebody's watching this video and they know what they can do with like recycled solar panels, then let us know. But those are all things to consider. It is the way of the future. Everywhere you go, there is solar being generated. The way that it generates is getting better and better. There's solar panels that can actually generate electricity at night now through condensing. Somehow they're using the condensation that happens on the back of them. But there is technology that is getting better and better. That's the way it grows. Technology grows exponentially. So solar panels 10 years ago are not nearly as good as they are today. And in 5-10 years from now, they're going to be completely different again. So I do think it is a good way to produce electricity. I think it's great for every home. It's the way of the future. Ultimately, we need to get off of fossil fuels. We cannot continue to use them and burn them the way that we currently do. Luckily, in some cases, right, we're kind of forced right now into staying in our homes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for Mother Nature, right? It is giving Mother Nature a break. There's less cars on the road. There's less buildings forced to be heated, at least where we are in the winter right now, in the city, right? So there's more people staying at home, less driving, less fossil fuels being burnt. Yes, maybe we have the temperature up in our homes a lot more, but we also have more people there. So I think overall, this is helping the environment. So I think it's a good question, and it provokes a lot more questions. So thank you for asking it. But I think it's going to be a case by case basis, and it's not the same everywhere. And it's going to be different when you look at the value in terms of dollars and cents too, right? When, you know, how much does it cost to put it on your home versus what's the energy you're replacing in your home, and what's the difference? So these are all things that we work with our clients, that we'll have to figure out with the energy advisor, with the architect, with the homeowner. And it's never one answer fits all. It's always an integrated design process. So whatever your plan is for your project and whatever you're hoping to do, just make sure that you bring on the right team, that you have the right people around you, and that you continue to ask these questions, because these are great questions. And ultimately, you will figure out what the best solution for you and your project is. Glad you tuned in for another Q&A session. If you haven't already, please check out the other sessions we have done. And if you have questions, please post them. We love receiving them. I love answering them. And if you have the question, somebody else out there has it as well. So please post it, and we will catch you on the next video.